What's up, everybody? Welcome to Smoking Weed and Talking Mixed Martial Arts. This is episode number 48. My name is Jarrod. I'm here, as always, with my buddy Paul.
What's up, guys?
We're coming to you from the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look back to UFC Mexico. We're going to take a look ahead to the upcoming UFC Denmark card. We are going to dive into the world of professional boxing with some interesting dynamics going on there. And we're going to talk about a few other topics as well. But first, we're going to get started with our weed of the week.
Smoke weed every day.
Now, on today's episode, we got a few different kinds of weed, plus we are trying out some CBD. Now, the CBD products we got today, we got from HempFusion. You can learn more about them at HempFusion.com. They are a full spectrum hemp company. So basically what that means is a lot of places that do CBD, they use an isolate, which is kind of like the comparison between a full spectrum and an isolate would be like, say, a vitamin C tablet versus an orange. So these here, we've got their stress capsules, their sleep capsules, and a CBD hemp extract rub for pain in muscles and joints. We're going to be trying these throughout the week, me and Paul. And next week, we'll let you know what we think about them and HempFusion as a whole. Now, for our herb this week, we got 3 different kinds. Paul is puffing on a joint of some banana. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. This is head cheese, right?
Head cheese.
Yeah, we got the head cheese, which is, man, I love this strain.
Yeah, it's got a good flavor to it.
It does. Shit. It's got a good flavor. It's packed with a lot of terpenes, and it's got one of my favorite strains as its parent. Let me hit this real quick.
Yeah, go.
It's got that 707 headband as one of its parents. Those are one of my favorite sativas.
Yeah.
And it's crossed with UK cheese, and that's where we get head cheese from. Now, they call it the 707 headband. They used to call it that because it was such a strong sativa, it would make you feel like you were wearing a headband around the top of your head, around your eyes. Yeah. I always thought that was fucking dope. One of my favorite strains. That shit does taste good. We've also got some Banana OG, which is a hybrid cross of OG Kush and banana. Pretty obvious mixture what that was going to be, right?
Just throw a banana in there.
And then as far as our continuing on our theme of rare weed, we have some Pink Do-Si-Doe, which I managed to come up with a little bit of this week. First time I've come across this strain. I found one place in town I could get it from. Hardly any information out there on the internet on the genetics about it, but I do know what it is. It is pink champagne crossed with Do-Si-Doe. So we're going to dive into that with this little one-hitter throughout the episode as well. What are you thinking of this head cheese?
I like that head cheese. I like that fucking the CBD balm.
Yeah, you put some of that on your shoulder, before we started the episode, right?
Yeah. I was fucking jet skiing a few weeks ago, and I hit some choppy water. Fucked my shoulder up a little bit just because, you got to kind of hold tight, because if not, you're going off.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to be
So,
doing.
yeah, it was fucking, I don't know.
Where were you jet skiing at?
Laughlin.
Laughlin?
Yeah.
Nice. I haven't been down there, actually.
It's pretty fun, dude.
I've heard it's nice.
It's like Vegas with a river for half the price.
I keep hearing ads on the radio for the River Run Casino or something down
Yeah.
there. I'm not sure.
Well,
what
you know
is.
what it is and you know what it used to be, kind of more like a hidden kind of place where it was more just like a family vacation spot. But Vegas has gotten a hold of it. We were staying at the Harrah's Casino, and it was all Caesared out, man.
So was it?
Yeah. Yeah. And they were trying to charge motherfuckers $200 for a little, they called it their canopies, but in reality it was a big ass umbrella with two beach chairs. $200. $200. I was like, you guys need to chill the fuck out.
They're trying to get the cabanas that you can get out here at the
Bro, they had
big boys.
grass that was just caged off, and that was cabana space. $250 an hour.
That's a little pricey though. That's hilarious. It is.
But what's cool down there is there's pretty cheap jet skis. You can just load them straight up off the hotel beach. You can just load them off and just ride off.
That's what it is down in Florida. I've been there a lot, and they have when you go out on like places like Sanibel Island or on the Tampa Bay side, they've got a lot of restaurants that are right there. Then they'll have that same thing. They'll have just the beach with jet skis right there. The restaurant rents them out. You can fucking go out. That's pretty cool. I should head down there. Take the kid down there or something. That'd be pretty cool.
It's a cool little spot, and it's really fucking hot there. Like, you think Vegas is hot? Dude, like, it was... like, what, last week was like 90 here, right?
Yeah, 95 or something.
Yeah, over there it was 110.
Oh, still?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah, we've kind of turned a corner here in Vegas. It's getting my favorite time of the year here in Vegas, honestly, is what, for everybody else, I guess, is the fall, but for me, it just feels like summer light.
Well, I've fucking lived here my whole life, so it's like I've kind of gotten used to the heat at this point. I'm just like...
The heat doesn't bother me. I came from Colorado. It's been like 6 years now.
You know what really bothers me about
it.
out here is the dry cold. I can deal with rain. I would much rather deal with snow, but fucking dry cold with that dry wind, dude, I fucking hate it.
No, see, that's a
You ever get windburn, bro?
No.
It's worse than sunburn.
Really?
100%.
I don't know about this windburn.
Dude, because it hurts your fucking face. It doesn't like...
I know what it is,
but you don't really get windburn on your fucking body. You get windburned in the face.
Yeah,
you
get it in your face.
Fucks your eyes up.
And your ears, probably.
Your nostrils up. Your lips. They're all chapped up, dude.
Yeah.
You're fucked up for like 5 days, 6 days.
Fuck. I'm going to hit this Pink Do-Si-Doe while we're smoking this.
It's because it's so fucking dry out there all the time. You don't get no humidity out here. I don't give a fuck what time of winter it is. Unless it's raining, there's no humidity in the air.
But that's why I don't mind the heat out here. And I know it's the biggest cliche. Oh, but it's a dry heat. But, dude, seriously, it makes a whole difference.
Imagine how sick it would be here, though, if like we had a beach or something.
Oh, God.
It would make Vegas the sickest place ever.
I almost moved to Cali because I wanted that beach so bad. But
dude, I think
it's only a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
We're going to be at Venice Beach in 4 hours, roughly, depending on the traffic. Once you get into the greater LA.
If you fucking hit it early as shit, I've gotten it like I've left at like 3 a.m. and got there at 7.
Yeah.
But then what the fuck do you do at a beach at 7 a.m.?
Well, you know, grab some breakfast, get some weed, smoke up, get some caffeine in you. What do you think of this Do-Si-Doe, man? Did you hit this too?
Yeah. I'll do that.
We'll make the trade here.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, there's still fucking hitting on there.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, shit. I don't know what I grabbed the lighter for. Habit.
All right, so let's dive into the unfortunate events that happened at UFC
we'll let
Mexico.
you know, like we said, folks, we'll let you know next week our thoughts on some of these HempFusion products and maybe take a look at some of the other things they have to offer as well. Yep. In the meantime, if you got some weed, fire that shit up and let's talk about some fucking mixed martial arts. Man, so we're coming off UFC Mexico was the last card, which was a lot of anticipation about that main event, my friend Paul.
Fuck, man.
And then, man, it's just an unfortunate incident.
You know what it was? It's every time anyone says, this fight has no chance of being boring.
Yeah. There's a chance of getting no contested right out. There's a...
Fuck, man.
Had an eye scratch, basically. Ruled an eye poke.
Strange.
It was more of a scratch.
Yeah, it was weird.
Either way, Steven's eye was jacked up. He couldn't open it.
Like seized up on him. It was strange.
Yeah, he got a scratch on his cornea.
I don't think I've ever seen that though. Like even I've seen guys like Bisping's had some really nasty eye problems, and a lot of guys like that, and you know countless cuts and swollen eyes and shit like that.
Yeah,
but I've never seen someone's eye who has not been hit at all in the fight get like
he got like
get
raked
pawed
down the
at.
face.
Yeah, get like pawed at and then completely seize up. I've never seen that.
It was odd, but it was a real bummer.
And obviously, I'm not saying he's faking it at all. I'm just saying
there are some
strange.
people trying to advance that narrative, but that's nonsense. These are professional fighters. He didn't wait. I mean, the guy spent $30,000 on a fight camp and moved to Mexico for 6 weeks prior.
Yeah.
He didn't get in the octagon and Yair threw one kick and he was like, "Oh shit, I can't do it. I have to fake my way out of this." Like, I mean, that's silly. These are professionals.
That's just ridiculous.
We're not fucking. We're not even going to entertain that.
I'm not going to entertain that, but I'm just saying it was a very strange.
It was strange. Yeah.
Strange situation.
Undeniably a strange scenario. A bummer. Yeah. Luckily, he seems to be long-term fine. Hopefully, they'll get this fight rescheduled.
Which even adds to the strangeness. Though he's just said that he's cleared.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like if you got poked severely in the eye, you might be seeing double for 2 hours, but then you're fine.
Yeah, I guess. So. That's just strange. Though.
It was unfortunate.
Strange.
Then we had the co-main event of Alexis Grasso versus Carla Esparza, which is at the 115.
Yep.
strawweight division where we saw Esparza survive a really nasty armbar to get the decision.
Well, you know
victory.
what? It was a real back and forth fight if you really look at it as a whole. In the first round, it was a lot of technical striking by Grasso and solid grappling and takedowns from Carla. I really think round 1 is really where you decide who won the fight. Because very obviously in round 2, Carla was dropped and she was put in a bad spot. Or no, that was 3. I'm sorry. In round 2, it was back and forth as well. So I don't know, man. The first 2 rounds were iffy, and then the third, I think it really just depends on how much you value striking compared to grappling. Is really how you see who won that fight. You know?
I had Esparza winning, but I wouldn't have been mad if they had Grasso won. I think you could make a case like you just said either way.
Shit, if you really think about it, that round 3 could have been a 10-8.
Could have been, maybe.
She dropped her, she hurt her multiple times, and then fucking damn near broke her arm.
Carla's pretty flexible.
Holy shit, she's quadruple jointed.
Yeah.
Like, dude, her arm was completely, like, all the way hyperextended, and then some. Like,
I mean, like, what kind
she
of
was
points
at a,
does she get
she was
for
at,
hanging on
She was
for
at a
that?
1 o'clock, dude. That's where she was at.
For real.
The wrong way, though. Fuck.
Other than that, I mean, there was the fight before that ended in a draw, so you could see.
You could see where the built-up frustration of the
Yeah,
fans.
because the crowd kind of was a bit of a disappointment. I mean,
It's unfortunate what happened, for sure.
Jeremy Stevens got pelted with items from the crowd. Carla Esparza, for some reason, I don't really understand, got beer poured on her. And I mean, on one hand, I get it. These are people that paid money to go watch other people fight in a cage. Okay, this
I
isn't
think
your
the
traditional
Brandon Moreno
sport,
draw
but
was so fucking ridiculous too.
You got to be better than that, though.
Did you see the Brandon Moreno fight?
Yeah,
Moreno,
yeah, I saw it, yeah.
like, yeah, the other dude had his moments, but I thought Moreno was winning that
thought
fight
Moreno won that
every
handily.
fucking round.
Yeah, I was really blown away by that as well. So I get, you had this series of things that culminated with, the main event where they were booing excessively. I understand. Throwing items at athletes, I can't condone it. I get it.
that's too
On
much.
one hand, I get it, dude. But you can't. I mean, if you want to get really fucking technical, pouring a beer on Carla Esparza is assault or battery or something. That's some pussy shit. Like, so you're going to press charges for that. That's some pussy shit. But I'm just saying, it has no place. Like, that's why we boo. That's why you yell. That's why you scream. Call our
Yeah.
fucking names. Do whatever. But don't pour fucking beer on
Don't
people.
pour people. Yeah,
Don't throw items at.
yeah, that's fucked up.
It's not like
That
football
was
players. Like football
savagery,
players
though,
get
dude.
that
Holy
shit too when they come
shit.
out of the tunnels. Like that used to happen. Like the Raiders are about to come here, right?
Yeah.
You and me are both fucking hardcore Broncos fans.
Yeah, fuck
well, you
them.
know, fucking back in the day, and probably even recently, I don't know, but Broncos,
hole.
yeah, they go into black hole. They get pelted with batteries and all kinds of shit. But these people are wearing full goddamn football gear. They got helmets. They got pads.
Where the fuck are people getting all
You know
these
what I'm saying?
batteries at?
And still, that's fucked up. But at least those people are fully armored.
Yeah.
like.
Where are these
fucking-
people getting batteries? How are they getting into stadiums with batteries on?
Oh, dude, we're talking about Raiders fans. Maybe they're sticking them up the, the old jailhouse wallet, man. Sneaking it in.
Oh god.
Oh, at least we get to see our beloved Broncos once
Yeah,
a year
sure.
in person.
Too bad they fucking suck.
God, it's been a rough fucking year. Thank God we don't got to come on the podcast and spend an hour talking about the Broncos. Fuck. Anyways,
I'll tell you the whole podcast right now. They suck.
they suck.
It's over.
Sucks to be a fan right now. But hey, and the rest of the card, I mean, the spinning back fist KO was pretty dope.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. But he's not really.
Angela Hill had a win. It's good for her.
Yeah, get back
She
on
needs
track.
a win. Get back on track. I've always liked her.
Yeah,
Another
she's a
straw
tough
weight from that
mofo.
tough season. And there's not a lot of really other standout
Yeah.
fights on the card, to be honest with you. What did you think?
It was a letdown for sure.
Absolutely.
I don't know what else to
Let's
say
hope that
about
shit
it.
gets rebooked, and let's move on to the next upcoming UFC card, which is UFC Denmark, which has a fight on the top that I like a lot. A co-main I liked a whole lot, but then, man, we had an injury.
Yeah.
Is he injured? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
But it's a decent replacement. You and I have had the pleasure of seeing Gilbert Burns up close and in person at the Black Belt CBD Invitational,
what a
which you happen to be
strange-
wearing that shirt of right now.
Oh, strange.
And,
That was not planned at all.
Yeah, so super nice guy. I believe he won that event that night
Did
as
he?
well. Yep.
Word.
And
But let's
he's
start
the
at the
replacement.
top.
Yeah, let's start back up at the top. We got Jack
Jack
Hermanson.
Hermanson, who's fucking looking great in his last fight, coming off a huge performance against a guy who's coming off another huge performance in Jarrod Cannonier, who's been on a real fucking tear too.
Yeah, this is an exciting
This
fight.
is a good fight here.
Like Hermanson's last, he KO'd Souza.
Yeah, he fucked
Right?
him. No,
Fucked
he
him
didn't.
up.
I don't think he KO'd him. I think he won.
TKO'd him.
No, I think he won a 5-round decision, 50-45.
I can't remember. It's been a minute since his last fight, and we haven't heard anything about it. Let's look that up. But this is going to be a fucking good fight. And
But
we've got
all I remember
Cannonier.
is him just putting the work on Jacare, man. So, and then you look at Cannonier, a guy who's got tons of power. He's got great size for the weight class. He's fought in 3 different weight classes in the UFC.
Which is amazing.
Which
he
is
came
crazy.
in super heavy and has
Came
been
in,
steadily
but now
dropping
he's
down.
fucking hooked up. He's jacked, and
He's
he's
jacked.
looked really good in his last fight against Anderson Silva. Fucking damn near broke his leg with a fucking inside leg kick to his thigh. It's not like he hit him low, hit him in the thigh, and he couldn't continue. That's fucking intense.
That's wicked right there. Yeah.
Guy's got a lot of power. But the question is, this is going to be one of those fights where you're going to see a guy like Hermanson, who's a volume striker, who's just going to be there all day, and really see if he can stand and really hang with a guy like Cannonier. But then again, Hermanson has some great fucking grappling
Yeah,
as
you're
well.
right. It was a decision, a unanimous decision, but it was dominant. Like he was not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 50-45.
Yeah, and that was the first time we had seen him since he KO'd Weidman, Jacare.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's coming in off that.
Well, that was supposed to, remember, it was supposed to be Jacare and I want to say David Branch or something like that. And one of them had backed out. Or I don't know. It was a different main event. And Hermanson was like a last-minute
it
fill-in.
was David Branch. I'm pretty certain. But either way,
It was a last-minute fill-in, and then he came in, and it was supposed to be kind of Jacare's fight in between before his title shot, because he had just beat Weidman, and everyone was like, oh, he's right back in the title picture. And then the Adesanya fucking fight happened, and everyone's all right, well, then Jacare is after Adesanya. And then he goes out and loses to Hermanson. So you got to really look at that and be like, how close is Hermanson to a title shot right now, You got Paulo Costa waiting in the wings. So let's say these two go and put on a fucking fight of the night candidate, and one of them, just has a little bit more in him, gets the finish. Where do you think that puts them in the division right now?
well, that would put Cannonier. Let's say him, because he's coming off of. He lost to Dominic Reyes TKO, and then he lost to Jan Blachowicz before that TKO.
Yeah, those are
as
both
well.
light heavyweight
But then
fights.
he drops down, right, and he fights David Branch, TKOs him, and then he fought Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
And he had
Fucking
TKO what leg
TKO,
kick,
yeah.
like we were talking about. And if he beats, how is he not next after Costa? Is what I would figure, and I would figure the winner of this fight, because
You think he gets a fight in between if he beats Hermanson, though, that he'll have to prove himself
Probably.
one more time? Because now what the fold in the division is here is now you got Darren Till in the mix, and then you also have Kelvin Gastelum, who was just a fight away from the belt as well.
yeah,
So
one of them comes out and makes a strong statement.
So let's say Till comes out and he sparks him, just real quick, comes out and puts him out. What the fuck do you do then? I think you would have to do Paulo Costa and Darren Till, because I feel like if Darren Till comes in, he's a big enough name and he's a big enough sell in the UFC in general, that if he inserts his name with a victory, a dominant victory over the guy who had the belt,
yeah,
and the guy backed out of the fight, Kelvin was literally fighting for the belt. He ended up fighting for the interim belt, but he was fighting for the real belt
right.
at
He
first.
was fighting for the real belt at first, yeah, and then
And then he
the
unfortunately,
injury,
Whitaker had that
some
weird
hernia.
intestine
he had
thing.
a crazy intestine
Yeah.
hernia, fucked up thing.
So basically, you look at it, a guy who pretty much was kind of robbed of his title shot by an up and coming star. If another up and coming star comes in and beats him in more spectacular fashion, what does that say about Darren Till? Was it always the weight? You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some serious questions answered about this
Till was
division in the next coming months, because you got this fight here. This will kind of decide who's that guy who's going to be the waiting in the wings for the title shot. But then you have that fight in November, and also the fight in October where we're going to see who's the real champ, you know? So, like, the middleweight division is so exciting right now. Like, this whole end of the year, this
Yeah,
whole
it's just
chunk of
coming
the end of
together
the year
almost
is
like a
all,
mini tournament.
Yeah. If you really look at it, because you got Hermanson and Cannonier here. Next week, you got, or not next week, but the week after, on October 5th, you have Adesanya and Whitaker going at it. So then you're going to get an idea of who the champion is.
Right.
Depending on how competitive that fight is, you're going to see if Paulo Costa is going to be able to step in and fight the champ quick, or is the champ Gordon? This Robert Whitaker's known for going to war, and as we saw in Adesanya's last fight, he's not scared to go to war either. So if both these guys get into a 5-round war, neither of them is fighting again until mid-February. You know, so
this could play out. For
this
a little
all
bit.
could play out for these guys that are underneath. Like Paulo Costa already did everything he could do to put his stamp on where he is in the division. These guys coming in right now have a chance to really, like, you know, get a chance to one-up them, you know? And I think even if Jack Hermanson comes in and beats Cannonier and just, like, you know, real, like...
Dude, he'd have that would be 5 wins in a row if he beats Cannonier. And then he would have taken out Jacare, he would have taken out Branch. He subbed David Branch.
Quick.
Yeah, real fucking quick.
Wasn't it like
He
16
subbed
seconds or something?
that Gerald Mearshart, I think is how you say his name. He TKO'd Tales Letes. Like, he's on a nice fucking run.
Yeah. That's...
Nice run. I'd like to see either of these guys versus Paulo Costa.
Yeah.
While you let the winner of Whitaker and Adesanya heal up a little bit.
Yeah.
Which, like, look, Whitaker's been hurt pretty bad every time he's defended that title. Every time he's fought for it, he's had to take a lot of time off. Not knocking him off. He's fighting beasts, but he's fighting.
And then you look
beast.
at Adesanya, who's fought, 9 fucking times in the last 2 years.
Going
If he
crazy.
wins the belt, he's going to take some time. He's going to take his time that he needs. He's not going to rush himself into a defense.
No, I don't think so either. And then, of course, he could surprise us all and defend in 3 months.
He could, because that's the kind of guy Israel Adesanya is,
he's
though.
a fucking
At the end of the
savage.
day, he's down to fight whenever, whatever. As long as the numbers are right. And for him, it seems like the numbers are continuously right. He's really turned himself into a big star. He could really, if he can win next on October 5th, if he can pull that out, dude, we're talking like one of the best runs of all time.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to McGregor, if you think about it. Because McGregor came into the UFC, sparked a few people, became kind of a shit talker. Well, more obviously not kind of a shit talker.
Maybe
I mean, Adesanya's
slightly
kind
known
of
for
no,
his
no.
mouth.
I'm saying Adesanya's
No,
kind
he
of
was
a
on a
shit talker,
McGregor-esque
but yeah,
fucking
you know,
run,
like
though.
just took
Just
the fights
minus
on
the
short
injury,
notice,
yeah.
all that shit, and then gets his title shot pretty much taken away from him. Fights an interim title. Now is his chance to become the superstar of the UFC if he goes out and fucks Whitaker up. Imagine how big he would be if he does that. Because we're talking attendance record possibly for a UFC event. Because
Yeah,
it's in the same arena that it was set in last time. So who's to say we're not going to hit that again? You know what I'm saying? This could be huge for his brand. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And same thing with Whitaker. Like, fuck, man, if Whitaker comes in there and fucking just beats Adesanya's ass, dude, that is just going to add to the freaking legacy, you know, of where he puts
Very
himself.
important fight all the fucking way around.
Because if you really think about it, all the big fights that have happened in the middleweight division have been around Robert Whitaker, but not all of them have included Robert Whitaker. There's been a lot of times where, like GSP, if GSP would have fought Robert Whitaker, that would have been a fucking scrap.
Man, yeah.
But then again, who knows? Because then GSP said that that added weight made him sick and all that stuff. So,
Right.
you know, I don't know.
GSP.
You know what I'm saying though? Like, this whole division is so fucking interesting right now.
It is. It's a good time in the fucking middleweight division, which a lot of people are happy about, myself.
Everybody has a shot too. That's the thing. Everyone
yeah.
in the top 10 is like, there's. What were we saying a few months ago? Everyone in middleweights fought each other, but now we've got some fucking names in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, things have been turning around real nicely in that division. I was going to say a lot of people are happy about that because myself and you included, because after Anderson reign was ended by Weidman, and then Weidman was just kind of cut short. It seemed like
Yeah,
I
by
expected Weidman to
Rockhold.
last a long time.
I
and
did
then
too. And then
the
Rockhold just came
Rockhold
in
thing,
there.
and then Rockhold just kind of fizzled, and then it's like
Then
the division's
Bisping.
just been kind of like
And then Bisping was like
crazy.
taking all these
Bisping,
weird fucking title fights. Like
yeah,
he fought Dan Henderson when Dan Henderson was ranked, what, 11th in the division?
I think it was ninth. But
Something like that.
yeah.
But it's crazy.
It was a
dude.
weird scenario
He was
that
coming
led
off
to
a
it.
3-fight losing streak and then beat Hector Lombard, and they gave him a title shot.
Yeah.
Because remember, he lost to Daniel Cormier. He lost like really bad fights where people were like, "Damn, Dan Henderson's gonna hang him up," and then he fucking beats. He beats that fool, and then fucking. And that was a back and forth fight too. So it's like, what is going on with that?
Yeah,
And
the
now we have
division
like
just went through
legitimacy. in there.
turbulence, and now it seems like we got some interest in some real contenders and fresh faces. They're all
Yeah.
fresh fucking faces, which is good.
Like
So-
I want to see Yoel fight some of these guys too. I'd like to see Cannonier and Yoel. That'd be a big fight,
Yeah, it would.
real big fight. That would put Yoel right back where he
How many
wants.
years do you think this guy's gonna stick around? Yoel?
Forever.
He's fucking what? 41 now.
22.
He's 97.
He's 22 years old.
153 years old.
He's 12. You ever seen Benchwarmers?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's like,
He's a fucking ringer.
that's
He's a fucking Cuban ringer.
yeah, dude, that's Yoel. He shows up with
Whoa.
fucking
Got a fucking full
$20
beard.
bill, a fucking paper that says I'm 12.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, all right, Yoel.
What about that fucking co-main event there up in Denmark? I've always been a fan of Gunnar Nelson. I think he's had some rough times lately.
He's fucking funny, dude. That
He's
training
fucking
video he put out
hilarious.
was hilarious.
Dude, and it's funny because he seems so stoic, or he is
Yeah,
so
he
stoic.
is, but
in
he's
the
so
octagon,
goofy at the
but
same
he is
time.
in real life, like super fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But
And
he's
then
fighting
tough
late
customer.
replenishment Gilbert Burns.
Tough
That's
customer, Gilbert
jiu-jitsu
Burns.
battle here.
This
I
could
mean,
be a real solid. I would like to see this fight go to the ground to really see
I would
where
too.
both guys
they're
are at.
both world-class jiu-jitsu
Yeah,
fighters.
Gunner's tough too.
Yeah, Gunner's real tough, and he actually has hands.
Yeah, he is. And so does Gilbert though. Gilbert's got some good fucking striking. He's really
Yeah.
started to round off his game.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
Yeah, for real.
Even with the replacement, that's a good fight. I'm excited for it. I like both guys, but I'm just a Gunnar Nelson fan. He needs a win here. I think he got robbed versus Leon Edwards in his last fight.
Yeah.
And, then he had a win before that. And then, of course, he got his fucking 4 eye pokes in 20 seconds from
yeah, but-
Santiago. And,
Ponzinibbio.
of course, lost that fight.
Well, you know what's weird is Gunner's always kind of hovered at that like
Yeah, he beat Alex
7.
Oliveira. That's right. He subbed Alex Oliveira.
Yeah, well, he's always been in that like weird 7 to 10 ranked in the world
Yeah.
ratio. Like he's like win some, lose some kind of guy.
It seems like if he could string it, I don't know why he wins and loses. It seems like he has a lot of talent and he could put some shit together and make an actual title run, but it doesn't really seem
he
to
was
happen.
undefeated for a while until he fought Damian Maia.
Yeah,
And then
and Maya,
it was kind of a brain fuck because he got dominated in his own game in that fight.
yeah, he looked
Might
really
have
bad.
fucked
That
him
kinda-
up.
It might have, because that was not even close.
Yeah.
People were really excited for that jiu-jitsu match.
That was supposed
For
to be
some
Gunner's,
reason,
like,
Gunner
coming
did
out.
Not show up for that fight.
No, he did not at all.
Because I don't think Maya's outskills him by that much. I mean, Maya's skilled, obviously, but
Yeah.
I think Gunner also didn't show up that night, like
Yeah, it's
for,
possible.
for whatever reason.
I think they run that back now. I think Gunner probably wins it.
Yeah, I would say so. Gunner might fuck him up because his
Yeah.
hands are a lot better now.
Yeah. All right. Well, one I didn't write on here, but Charles Oliveira is also fighting on this card against Nicholas Dalby. This guy who tied Darren Till back a couple years ago.
Is
He's
he?
a tough motherfucker. Yeah. Dude, this fool got fucking rocked by Darren Till for like a round. Like it was like 10-7. I could have been like he got knocked down so
Remember
many
that
times.
fight?
And then he
Yeah.
came back and just put it on Darren Till after his injury, but still.
Well, let's circle back about Darren Till. You brought him back up for a second. What the fuck happens to Darren Till if he goes out there and gets fucking beat by Kelvin Gastelum? That'll be 3 in a row. What if he gets KO'd by him?
I don't know if it really matters though, because it's like
Coming off the KO to Masvidal, And then the fucking before that,
Yeah, but how can you really say he's not a world class fighter if he's going in and he's fighting world class opponents every fucking night? He's not fighting people. He's not fighting warm ups. He's not fighting chumps. He's not fighting the number
I'm not
five.
saying
He's
not. I'm just
fighting
saying, what
the
does that mean
2
for
or
him?
1.
Like, like maybe
Maybe he's got to take a step back in competition. I don't know, man. But
well, that's
he's
not even a maybe at that point. I think he should have now, and then he signs up to fight Kelvin Gastelum.
but
Like Dana
that-
White was like, we rushed him, and then he's like,
you cannot.
now we'll have him fight Kelvin.
But here's the you cannot deny that his loss to George Masvidal is aged a little bit better, with George Masvidal becoming the guy he is now.
Yeah. I'm gonna fire up this. What is this? The
That's
banana,
the banana
OG.
OG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like how people said for years how Conor McGregor was babied, and then you look back and Conor McGregor fought some of the best featherweights in the world and lightweights in the world. So it's like it's the same thing. It's like, oh well, Darren Till, he's won some, lost some, but he has fought everyone.
Well,
that
if
is
he
the
loses
best in
here,
the
he
world.
definitely needs to take a step the fuck back.
Well, what's a step back at middleweight? Nothing. Nothing is a step back at middleweight right now.
Fight somebody unranked, maybe. Take a
No,
fucking minute.
don't-
Fight some 10,
no.
15 ranked dude.
Nah, he's still got to fight somebody serious. I think if he wins the fight, fuck Cannonier, fuck Hermanson, I'd like to see him and Paulo Costa run it.
Ooh, man, I don't know. This would be interesting.
'Cause-
Interesting shit.
Costa and both him will throw hands. I'm curious to see what Darren Till's chin looks like at middleweight because it's
He
funny.
has been draining himself terribly.
Exactly,
to make
but
that weight
here's
cut.
the
That
funny part, though.
scientifically
Here's
will
the
affect
funny
your
part,
ability
though.
to take a shot, everybody.
Here's the funny part: is he fought some guys at welterweight that were middleweight size. Like Tyron Woodley probably could fight middleweight if he wanted to. And my point is that if he were to go up and just be hydrated and going, I think he doesn't have a bad chin because he never had a history of having a bad chin. He got knocked out by two fucking knockout artists.
Yeah, just to
it
refresh
happened.
everybody's mind,
Like-
everybody listening, in case you don't know, Darren Till is a man who recently, within his last few fights, cut weight so badly that he went blind from cutting weight. So, yeah, and it's scientifically proven that, clearly if you're dehydrated, you're going to get knocked out easier. So, he could, you're right, have a much better chin at 185.
For real.
Well, we'll get a lot of these questions about Darren Till answered for sure in this next fight. So another fight on the upcoming Denmark card that I like is a Khalil Roundtree.
Yeah. Khalil Roundtree coming back. Now we're talking, I think, a year and a half.
He's
He's
fighting
been
the
out in
Hulk.
Thailand.
Yeah,
So,
that's a tough fight right there.
it is. Fucking see, man. I mean, Roundtree he's definitely starting to put together a real serious Muay Thai striking game. His fucking leg kicks are disgusting.
Yeah, he would only, like his last fight, from what I understand, he had moved to Thailand part-time to train down there. And then
Against Eric Anders?
he looked like, and he looked like a whole brand new guy.
Oh, dude.
Like,
It was, disgusting to watch.
it was seriously, my legs were hurting the next morning just from watching the fight, that type of shit.
Well,
And
you
now
know
he's
what it
moved
was?
down to Thailand full-time. He's fighting, how do you say his name? Ian Kutaloba?
Yeah, sure.
I think so. I'm probably butchering that. Sorry, man. But that's the dude that dresses up in green, right? Like
Yeah.
The Hulk? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, he paints his whole fucking shit green at the weigh-ins. Whatever you got to do, man.
Do what you gotta do.
But that's a tough fight. That dude's a beast. I've seen him pummel plenty of fucking people.
Yeah, Roundtree's.
So.
And this is more of just like a measure of his game at this point. You know what I mean?
I'm expecting him to come out and look like a fucking champ.
Yeah, he's probably gonna win.
Seriously. He might be able to actually fucking really go somewhere in this division if he keeps improving this way. But, as a quick aside, we are smoking this Banana OG right now. This is awful.
Banana Hoji.
This is not a good joint.
Yeah, it's grody.
Oh, my God. It's so harsh. Oh, both of us are like sore throats and coughing through this fucking thing.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Dude, this is some really dry weed. Man, oh man, oh man. That's the thing, man. You can't You can't fucking sell joints for like $16, $17 plus with tax,
Fucking.
and then have it taste like shit like this. It just tastes like shit.
And it's like packed so fucking tight. It doesn't burn as well.
Oh
Actually,
my
that one's
Lord.
burning well.
Well, it's burning well because we loosened it. Jesus, dude. I was trying, man. We didn't cough one time through that first joint. I couldn't even barely hit that fucking thing.
The first joint was nice.
Man. I hate it. I hate it when you get bad weed. I got to tell you, folks, that's a problem. You know, here in Vegas. Way more so than I used to live in Colorado, so I visited plenty of dispensaries out there. So I'm sure people have in other states as well. We do have good weed here, but we also have a lot of shitty fucking weed. Like this is no good, man. This is clearly some leftover fucking dried up shake. Oh my God. I really don't want to hit this. We got some of that Pink Do-Si-Doe.
Yeah.
Like, good God, man. Wow.
That Polaris head cheese, though, that was good.
The Polaris head cheese was on point that we started the show with. This banana OG, I'm going to write this off as an aberration because I know the company this is from. They put out good product. This ain't it. I'm not going to put them on blast. That's some that's no fucking good, man. Holy shit. Wow.
But you
All
know
right,
what is
let's,
you know what isn't too good?
What's that?
What's going on with Colby Covington?
By what's going on, you mean that now the title fight with Usman is off? All reports are pretty much saying that he refused the fight.
Do you hear what the
due
new
to
reports are
finances.
possible too? That
Due to
Tyron
finances,
Woodley.
he said they offered him less than when he fought. Well, let's get the whole story out.
Oh, okay.
According to Colby, he was offered less money to fight Kamaru Usman for the unified title than he was offered to fight Robbie Lawler on short notice, a fight that he took with a bad cut that we all saw that was then hidden with makeup by a fucking makeup artist in order to get by the commission. He went out, he whooped ass. I mean, let's put his controversial persona aside for a second. That's what he did. I mean, his persona, we can all agree that happened.
Yeah.
He took Robbie Lawler on short notice. He did have a nasty cut above his eye that was hidden with makeup. He went out and put on a hell of a performance against a really tough dude and whooped his ass from pillar to post for the most part. And then he says he's offered less money to go ahead and unify that interim belt that he's holding against Usman. He decides that he's worth more, refuses to fight, and then he proceeds to get lambasted in the media because a lot of people hate his persona.
Well, they took his belt away.
We don't need to argue about his persona on this portion because that's just boils down to what people like or dislike in their personal fucking shit.
I'm not talking about his
But let's
persona.
talk about,
They took
like,
his
he's
belt
not
away.
technically the interim champ, although he is. I mean, you just can't be like, oh, you're the interim champ. No, you're not. Just like you can't. I mean, you can do it technically, but lineally, that's not how it works.
Lineal.
So, he is the interim champ, just like Holloway,
You're talking
Ferguson. I mean,
lines here. Lineal.
I just believe in the sporting aspect of this thing. We have to hang on to some small measure of it, right?
We're keeping it lineal in here, all right?
So, at any rate, the facts of the matter are, we ain't getting that fight, at least not now.
Where it is,
It was going to headline
we
MSG.
might not get this
now
fight
we got the
at
BMF
all.
title headline in MSG.
we might not get this fight at all.
We
Word
might
is,
not.
this fight has now been offered to Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, it's been so fucking long, which is not Colby Covington's fault. This instance is his fault. These delays prior to that have been on
And
Usman's
also
injuries.
has been offered to Leon Edwards.
Leon
now-
Edwards?
Yeah, so now
Well,
it's
I think he'd snap
he's
that
won
up,
fucking
right?
12 fights in a row. What do you mean? Leon Edwards, he's won every fight he's gotten
No,
into
I'm not
in the last
saying the
4
sporting
years.
validity of it.
His last loss is to Usman.
I'm just saying that came out of nowhere because people were writing him off after
Absolutely.
after he got shunned for the BMF title.
Fuck that. They were never going to make a
Well, they were
BMF
wanting
title,
that. They were
Leon.
wanting that fucking Masvidal fight with Edwards. Edwards was wanting it at least,
Yeah.
and then Masvidal just brushed him off like,
That's
eat my 3
Leon
pieces of
Edwards
soda
keeps
and
getting
we'll keep
fucked
on
over,
moving.
man. That shit happened to him against fucking
He's a good fighter.
He was
man.
supposed to
He's
get the
12 fucking
Darren Till
fighters.
fight. He got Gunnar Nelson. And
Yeah.
then he was supposed to get the George fight. He ends up getting RDA. And then he was supposed to get the George fight again, and he's got nobody right now.
Oh, my throat still hurts. From
But he
that
might get a
damn
title shot. But he's
might.
fought Usman, and I don't know if we want to see that again because Usman pretty much dominated him.
Yeah. Wow. But
But Leon's definitely gotten better. You can't deny.
no, Leon's a good fighter.
He's a good fighter.
He's on a hell of a streak too. I think he's won like 7 in a row in the UFC.
Yeah,
Something
like that. But at the same time,
Pretty sporty.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be Colby's going to figure this out. Hopefully.
Well, they should just get it done. I think. Who doesn't think that? I mean, put your fucking.
I mean, I
love
wouldn't
hate for Colby aside at the fighter breakdown. That's going to be a good fight. Colby Covington versus Kamaru Usman. Look at that butt. That shit's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's nice. I wouldn't totally dislike if they gave it to Woodley though.
No, I don't dislike that either.
I'd be cool with it because like Woodley was also like one of the best champions in welterweight history. So like,
I love some fucking.
and
Woodley.
you're giving people like Steve Bay rematches, and everyone's getting rematches now. So how's the guy
Well,
who's
Stipe did something historic. Let's not just say it was for no reason.
fucking okay? So did Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley
didn't break
held
the
the
title
belt for
defense.
fucking 6 fights.
And GSP was like 10.
Still,
I mean, it's not even.
he
It's
was
not the
the
divisional
most-
record. Stipe had. I'm not knocking Woodley. I'm just saying he.
all I'm
Sounded like
saying.
you were saying Stipe, my man, my
Well, no.
boy.
What I'm saying is
didn't do anything.
No, what I'm saying is the idea of Stipe being in the conversation of the greatest of all time is what got him his rematch.
Yeah.
And I think Tyron Woodley having his say to being the greatest welterweight of all time deserves his rematch.
You're right. I don't disagree with that at all.
Just
I like
because,
that fight.
yeah, I think he definitely just fucking fell asleep in the last fight because it's like that just wasn't him, and you can't really attribute that to all Woodley's or fucking Kamaro's ability. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like Woodley is a much better striker than what he showed there. He was a much better wrestler than what he showed there.
Yeah.
He just looked flat.
Mentioned Gunnar not showing up for his fight earlier, and Woodley definitely didn't show up for the Usman fight. I mean,
Yeah.
That was some wow. So I don't have a problem with him getting that rematch. Colby's, that's the downside. Colby, you want to take a stand for your.
There's so many
getting paid
options at
more.
welterweight
I
right
applaud
now.
it, but on the
Yeah.
flip side, the risk you take is they're going to make that Tyron Woodley fight.
There's about 5 people you can give a title shot to at welterweight right now.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
the
not.
problem.
And people say, well, it's not just that Colby doesn't have a following or leverage or whatever they want to say. It's the fact that there's so many other options available to the UFC.
Well, in all
that
honesty,
lessen
too,
his bargaining power.
the
right
BMF
now.
champion could be the welterweight champion after that.
Exactly.
Because I could very well see the way Nate Diaz has been working with the UFC lately, that he wants it. And if he goes in there, smacks up George, and then steps himself into the picture for the fucking welterweight title, I really like his chances against a guy like Kamaru or a guy against like Colby.
You don't think Kamaru will just wrestle him nonstop?
Fucking
Him
try.
and Colby would be a good fight. I like that. fight.
I don't think Kamaru's his ability on top is going to be good enough to just dominate Nate Diaz on top like he does other people. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be able to just wrestle him down and hold him down and just win on points. Nate Diaz is like kind of like it, the same way how Tony Ferguson is. You're taking Nate Diaz down. Nate Diaz is either going to get up or he's going to give you hell while you're on top. He's going to give you elbows. He's going to try to throw triangles and arm bars, and he's going to play guard. And fucking, I don't know if Kamaru's submission game is as good as his wrestling is.
Yeah, I doubt that.
You know what I'm saying? And I think Nate Diaz smacks him up on the feet.
I agree with that.
In all honesty, in that top 5, I think Nate and George probably have the best striking.
If Nate really wants to, he could see a great career resurgence here because he's filled out so much. Like like his body weight and his body shape is just different than it was when he was younger.
he's-
He's like
and he's
32 years
fucking
old and he's
hooked
lanky,
up.
and now he's fucking filling out and he's
Yeah.
solid and he's thick
And he's got
fucking,
gas.
and he's got this gas tank, and he doesn't have this wear and tear because he's been chilling for the past 3 years. So if he really wants to make this resurgence right now, yeah,
This is the time.
This
yeah.
is he's a very, very young fucking 30, whatever he is, 31,
And I
30.
really think a fight with him and
Fight.
Colby Covington would be big.
Oh, I'd like that.
I think it could end in a lot of fucking altercations outside the octagon, though. I think you'd have to keep. I think you'd have to keep the fucking Diaz army out of there.
It would be very interesting because Colby, whatever you
Yeah,
like
wait,
about
did
his
you-
shtick or not, it's fucking fake, right? Colby's
But
shit
Nate
is fake as
Diaz
fuck,
is
and Nate
real
Diaz is
as
real as
fuck.
it gets. Yeah,
And you better fucking have.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
better be able to back those words up, whether you're fucking playing a game or not.
that'd be pretty interesting. I like that
Because
fight.
one thing about like, don't get me wrong, Colby's a tough motherfucker too, but there's been times where he's been pressed outside the octagon, and he's kind of laid and prayed and been like, I'm not doing this. We fight for a living in an octagon. Nate Diaz does not give a fuck. And if you don't get beat up by Nate Diaz, you might just get fucking sucker punched by fucking Gilbert Melendez or fucking Jake Shields or fucking or
Right.
Nick, dude. Like, you know, I just think the same thing with like Colby and fucking George, dude. Like that whole situation with their gym, it's, you know, we've gotten a whole nother level of like, now we know it's real, but we kind of still don't know where it came from. But we know the beef is real now. So that just adds another layer to Colby's whole situation, you know? Because now you have a situation where, what if George goes in, beats Nate, and then steals Colby's title shot? That's going to create a lot of tension in that gym. And Dan Lambert is Colby's manager, but he is not George's manager. And Dan Lambert also owns ATT. So if they get into a situation like that, I wonder if one of them is going to be asked to leave the gym.
There's gonna be some gym drama, possibly. I don't know.
That just you know what I mean? Like,
Adds to the story for
just
sure.
adds to it. And then at the same time, Dan Lambert's the one going out and negotiating these deals for Colby. So does that mean he's going to ask George to leave? You know? And then
Interesting to see how it plays out, but I don't think
I could
that-
see that causing a lot of issues as well for the other fighters too if he were to ask George to leave. I think this whole saga is going to end up with Colby being asked to leave the gym, I think.
I don't know. We'll see how that shit plays out, though. I kind of doubt that, but maybe. I don't know.
You know what I mean, though? Because,
interests
like,
me more.
I feel like it would cause more uproar if they asked George to leave the gym, because then you have guys like Poirier, people like Amanda Nunes, and, like, a lot of other fighters that George trains with on a daily basis that aren't really in like, approval. We said Colby's persona aside, but just to bring that in a little bit into it, is, like, a lot of people in his gym also don't like his stick. Like, whether it's real or fake, to get him to where he is, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying a lot of people have come out publicly and said they don't like it either.
Right.
So then it becomes a gym issue, not just, oh, it's just two guys. They're fighting the same division. You know, one of them's got to leave because they don't want to end up training together or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I think it's going to end in one of them leaving the gym for sure.
It could very well. We'll see how it plays out. But another potential storyline that we have here that this kind of makes me think of is with the BMF belt. You know, you talk about the winner, possibly. We've talked about Nate or Jorge, both people involved in this discussion, possibly challenging for the title. What if both of them say, fuck all that nonsense, fuck Usman, and that's not the real belt anyways. This is the real belt, the BMF title. And Dana White can say whatever he wants about it being a one-off. Whoever wins that fight is going to keep saying they're the BMF title holder, and they're going to call themselves that champ, especially if it's Nate. And Nate is one that could very likely give the finger and say, you know what, I'll take the next challenger for the real title right here.
You know what's strange? They've never really put out what weight class this BMF title fight is at. What if both guys just happen to show up at 165 pounds?
Yeah, they're not going to cancel the fight. What are they each going to donate 30% of each other's purse to each other?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
my point. Just show up at
Be interesting.
165 pounds each, and then just jump on the mic and be like, "Fuck 170. This is the
Well-
165-pound title fight. Come get it."
Did you hit this Do-Si-Doe, this pink?
Yeah.
Pink
Why do you think I'm
Do-Si-Doe.
coming up with these plans?
I know. Fuck. This is so much better than that banana OG joint. Notice how we're not coughing and losing a fucking lung over here?
Yeah.
God damn.
But
that's brutal.
I don't know, man. I think that could happen. Nate Diaz was really, really pushing for that 165-pound division.
He could just
And
declare
George
it.
has said it in the past that he wanted to fight 165. I mean, Nate could have changed his tone a little bit because he is bigger now, but I
That would
don't
be
know.
interesting. These are all a lot of what ifs that we're talking about, but the fun thing is we'll see them all fucking.
What's
play
crazy
out.
is we're only like a month out
Right.
from that BMF title fight.
Yeah, that shit's coming quick.
It's coming pretty quick. We're a week fucking out from the title fight for Adesanya Whitaker.
Did you watch that press conference for the BMF? That was kind of a
Yeah.
weak press conference.
It was-
I thought the funniest thing.
It was keeping it real goes wrong pretty much.
Yeah. I had to laugh though. And what did you think the funniest question was? Because you know what I'm gonna say. It was a dude that was like, he goes to Nate. I'm
Are you a
paraphrasing
vegan?
here, but he was like, "How can you be so tough? You're a vegan. Vegans are pussies."
And then he said some shit like
And Nate was like,
later
"I'll
on-
be like whatever it was." Like it was such a terrible question
Yeah.
that it was funny to me. Like it
Yeah,
just
it was
it was
bad.
like that's the whole
It's like,
reason.
why'd
why
they
you
let
don't
that
do
guy in there?
Like I thought that was the
Who
best.
gave that guy a
question.
microphone?
That to me was the highlight of the press conference.
And then he
was
called
that
it back
terrible
later.
question.
He called it back later in the press conference too. Remember, he was like, "Yeah, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's a vegan."
Right. That was it. That was the highlight of the press conference. That was
Yeah.
pretty boring otherwise because they both were like, "Oh, I respect him," and then they were just the same old media questions. So you need Connor to kind of spice up those press conferences, I guess.
Yeah,
But at any rate, that
Press
fight is a
conferences
month,
aren't
what,
the
30
same.
days away.
yeah, about that.
Well, let's shift from a lot of what ifs to a solid thing that we got lined up here in the UFC, which was yet another title fight added to that December 14th card right here in Vegas. It already has Nunes fighting on it.
Yeah, Nunes, Jermaine Durandam.
Right, and now we've got Max Holloway defending the 145-pound strap against Alexander Volkanovski, who I kept trying to say his name last week. See, it's because I knew this was going to happen.
Is that who you were trying to talk about?
It was, but this is a good fight right here. This is
Yes, it
fucking
is.
solid. This
Yes,
is a very
it
interesting
is.
title fight. Now, similar to Frankie Edgar, like Volkanovski's kind of like a smaller dude. I think Holloway's got a lot of height and reach on him, but he
But
is
he's
a
got
machine.
fucking power in those
And he has
hands,
got
too.
power, and he has got a
lot
gas
of power.
tank. Like this is a good fight. I'm excited.
Oh yeah,
man.
for sure.
And the UFC is talking about possibly adding another title fight to this card, which being right here in our
Also,
hometown.
possibly adding someone named Conor McGregor to the card.
Yeah, Dana White came out and said Connor's fighting on December 14th, or he's fighting next year. And of course, being as that's at T-Mobile here, I think it's UFC 245, December 14th, T-Mobile.
Yeah.
We're hoping that that's here. Clearly,
Yep.
but I kind of doubt it, to be honest.
I do too.
I'm
Who's he
not-
gonna fight? Justin Gaethje? Nah, probably
He's
Cowboy. After he lost to Gaethje,
the Cowboy.
Cowboy just everyone looked so good about 2 months ago, and now we're just like, oh shit, dude, stop taking so many fights, or you fucking idiot.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't get murked by Ferguson and then Gaethje back to back. You should heal up.
Yeah, he beat the same old Al too.
Yeah.
That was a fucking war as well. That was 5 rounds, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Win all 5 rounds. How you go in 5 rounds? 2 months later, you get fucked up by Tony Ferguson. Then you're gonna turn around a month and a half after that, and then fight Justin Gaethje, who's got bombs in his hands.
Clearly.
And then
Yeah.
I just don't.
But hey, back to Holloway, Volkanovski. I
Fuck
think
that.
Holloway might have a real challenge.
I
here.
think he might. Yeah, I'm taking Holloway.
Yeah, I still think he'll win, but that opinion could change as this gets closer in
You're right.
mid fight. Volkanovski, I wouldn't be sitting here shocked if he's if he fucking pulls out the victory.
I also would not
He
be
could do it.
surprised if Holloway whoops his ass. Just being honest here.
We're just covering all the fucking bases with these statements. I'm not surprised. Whatever guy wins. Whatever guy wins,
Not
we
surprised,
can say we were
motherfucker.
right, motherfuckers. I wish that was
Not
a bet we
surprised.
could go make. I'm betting on either guy to win.
Max is blessed.
Max is blessed. Volkanovski is fucking hungry.
Is he, though?
Seems to be.
Who shows up to... No, I'm just kidding. He showed up to that one fight, 145. That's pretty... He was ready to
Dude,
go.
he used to walk around at 205 pounds. That dude packs a lot of goddamn power.
Yeah.
He's got a frame that's used to lugging that around, and now
Yeah.
he's... And he wasn't a fat fucking
The issue is,
205.
I just feel like
Playing
Holloway's
rugby,
got
too,
too
that's
much
tough,
length.
man.
I don't think Volkanovski's chin has really been tested yet.
Well, get tested in this fight.
That's what I'm
for sure.
saying. There's still question marks in Volkanovski's game. There's no question marks we have in Holloway's game.
Nope.
We know what he's got, and normally every time he comes to the octagon, he's got a new wrinkle added to what he already has. You know, so really, even though it's a quick turnaround, I think Holloway gets it done pretty handedly. I'm thinking.
I
think he
agree,
TKOs
Holloway,
him in
but
the
I think it's
third.
going to be. I think it's going to be a decision. It's going to be a decision for Holloway.
I can see it.
What about in the second title fight on that card? You going with Amanda or Duranda Main? I am. A vicious beatdown.
You have to give me some time on that one.
But I'm
thinking
I've never been a
Jermaine-
believer in the Iron Lady's MMA skills. No,
I'm gonna
no slight.
be.
She's okay, but I think Amanda Nunes is going to fuck her up.
I could see Amanda Nunes losing that fight.
Oh my God, that's crazy talk. You have smoked too much marijuana in this episode.
I think
On
she.
that note, you're clearly higher than me. I need to hit this. I need to hit this pipe.
I could see Amanda losing the fight. I think Amanda's gotten a little too. Not cocky, but like a little too confident as a champion.
What would give you that impression? Was it when she KO'd Cyborg?
No, it's when she went out and actually risked herself. If she would have came out and fought a prime Holly Holm the way she came out and tried and fought Holly Holm in her last fight, she probably would have got slept. Because she's got to this point of domination in her division where she now looks at her opponent as a challenge rather than her just honing her skills and being the best. She now tries to go and beat people at where they're best at. And I feel like if
Think
you
she's
try to
pulling
go
John
out there,
Jones is what you're
that's
saying?
what I'm saying.
John Jones is notorious for that, but John
yeah.
Jones can do
Well,
that.
my point is, I think if you try to go do that and try to kickbox a Jermaine Durandame, you're gonna lose.
I think you're going to go out there and sleep her.
That's very possible as well. But I'm just saying, she's got to get out of this habit. She needs to just be the well-rounded fighter she's always been. She needs to stop fighting to her opponent's abilities to make it look like
I agree
to
with
make
that
her
assessment.
dominant.
If that's what she is truly,
Because that's what she did.
should
That's what she
not
did
do that.
against Cyborg too. She stood and banged with Cyborg. It was
Yeah, didn't she
fucking
say something after the
ridiculous.
fight? She wanted to do that with Holly.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, I want to do that with Holly," but there was openings in that fight that a younger Holly Holm would have took advantage of.
But then this is also a fight that she won with a head kick fucking KO.
Yeah.
So I think she's likely to KO Durandamain as well. But hey, it's fucking fighting. We'll see.
Yeah.
How about a fucking another thing that we got semi-confirmed? Like, we don't have a date, and we don't have a venue, and we don't have signed fighters yet. But Dana is saying that they're working on DC versus Stipe Miocic,
Number 3.
number 3, the rubber match.
DC came out and said he wanted it. Stipe said he's got to heal up, but he's down.
Yeah, Stipe ain't gonna turn that down. He ain't gonna be like, oh, no, I'm gonna go fight Brock.
I think he could fight John. I think John would be a much bigger fight than DC right now.
I think he might, just due to size, have a solid chance of beating John Jones. It depends on how. I have no
Nah,
idea how Jones would carry all this weight, but Jones'
I
legs are
think
so
Jones is
fucking
gonna
little.
fuck him up if they fight.
For me,
Jones
it'd only
is-
be a size differential.
Jones's
You know?
game is too well rounded to lose to Stipe. Because he won't do what DC did. He
I
won't
mean-
stand in front of stand in front of him and just try to put him away with every shot.
DC's I mean, people say, oh, he beat DC and DC's the heavyweight champ. Well, DC's a very unique. He's
Built
a very
heavyweight,
uniquely built heavyweight. Most people would not be able to do.
Yeah.
I think
think
it's his athletic powers that make him so good. Because he should be fighting at middleweight. That dude should be 185.
And if you really look at it, I'd really want to see their exact measurables between Stipe and Jones. I'd imagine they have a very similar build.
Yo, Stipe's 6'4", I do believe.
You sure?
Yeah.
And what, Jones is 6'2"?
No, Jones is 6'4".
Oh, he's 6'4" also, so there you go.
I'm pretty sure, but...
And Jones is a
two
long
joints and a few bowls.
motherfucker,
I don't have
dude.
that info in front of me. I don't feel like looking it up. He's long and lanky. It's all
He's long and
hypotheticals,
lanky, but
that
not really
that would be a big
hypotheticals
fight.
because I think this is a real legitimate chance of this fight happening.
Dude, that's a big fight.
Instead of DC Stipe 3.
I'd rather see it. I'd rather see that than DC Stipe.
Because
3.
John Jones has been going out talking
I
about
got a
get this
fucking bowl
big
right here.
announcement to come out with. And unless it's Stipe, who the fuck is it? Because there's not really many big fights out there for him right now.
I've missed this. This has
Yeah,
gone
he's,
under my
he's,
radar.
he's gone on Twitter talking about, I've got a big fight announcement coming up. Stay tuned.
When is he supposed to?
Didn't
Fill us
really.
lucky
It was.
folk in.
It was no exact time or date when he was going to fill us in on this, but that's what he came out and said.
God, that'd be dope. Especially if it was December 14th here in Vegas. That's a long shot, though. We probably got a better chance of seeing Connor than that.
Now I can see that happening.
UFC likes to load up these year-end Vegas shows.
When was that DC Stipe card? Was that a month ago? 2 months ago?
Yeah,
How long ago?
in between that. It was at least 30 days ago. Again, I could look it up, but I don't. It's
Yeah.
irrelevant.
My
We'll
point
see it.
being, I think Stipe could heal up by December 14th, get cleared to fight, and have a training camp in that amount of time. The real question is, does he want to do it that quick?
See, Jones might do that because it doesn't put his belt at risk. So, even if he were to take the L,
And there's some fights that need to happen before Jones can even fight a contender, because you got Corey Anderson, Johnny Walker. You got, now we have Jacare Jan Blachowicz, who everyone thought Jan was going to get the title shot after he knocked out Luke Rockhold. So Jan has a fight with Jacare. You got Weidman against Dominic Reyes. The only guy who doesn't have a fight is Anthony Smith. And if Anthony Smith 2 is his big announcement, I'm going to be disgusted.
all right, John Jones is definitely 6'4". So, I'm just checking. I might as well look it up. Stipe is also 6'4". Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see, so I don't know, man.
Stipe's got an 80-inch reach.
I think Jones is 84.
Yeah, Jones has got the biggest reach in the game. He's 84 and a half.
Yeah. So, dude, we're talking the same size. Jones has a better reach.
Well, they're not the same size. I mean, Stipe's fighting at 240.
My point
Jones
being, though,
is
is
fighting
if Jones
205,
fights at heavyweight,
and he's got.
if he fights a heavyweight, he's going to be bodybuilder John Jones again.
You think he comes back? Bodybuilder John Jones, that thick motherfucker we saw on the Instagram.
His brother's on the Cardinals. They're 0-3, bro. He's got nothing else to do. He's going to start working out with John.
I'll be down with that. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we get something on that 14th card, and that'd be fucking
Just
dope.
hopefully no picograms.
No picograms. But hey, let's fucking swing in now. We said we'd talk a little bit about boxing, and there's a couple of interesting fucking fights coming up. We do have the announced fight that came out of left field here. Let's talk about that one first, which is Canelo Alvarez versus Sergey Kovalev at light heavyweight, 175 pounds. That is in
November
boxing.
2nd, the same night as a BMF title fight.
What was Canelo's last
DAZN.
weight? It was it 160? It was the highest he's. I mean, it's the highest he's been. His last weight, his highest weight has been what, 160?
Super middle, I want to say. Did he fight? He fought Jacobs at super middle, didn't he? Or was it just middle?
I'll have to look it up here real quick too. All these fucking
I don't
he
know, but
bounces
here's the thing.
around so much, but that just seems
Jacob,
crazy to me. That
he-
fight
he
came out
fought-
of left fucking field. He keeps
He
shooting
fought
higher and
Jacobs in his
higher.
last fight, who's got a big body style. I don't know, man. Kovalev's just big as fuck.
Yeah, his last fight was a middleweight.
Okay. Going straight to light heavy, huh?
just going right up.
Once.
Of course, he was at light. He's fought at light middleweight.
Oh, he's fought low. He's fought welterweight before, didn't he?
Yeah. I was scrolling through.
He's
here.
bouncing
been
all
up-
over the
he's
place.
been bouncing
And I
around.
think it is a legacy thing because like earlier in his career he fought Floyd, and it kind of hurt his legacy. I feel like because everyone kind of points back to that fight as like what changed him, but it's like it's a fight he lost, And I think the other Triple G fight is still on the table after this, even if he were to beat Kovalev.
That'd be quite a feat. I mean, yeah, he lost a welterweight to Floyd. I mean, so many years ago now. It was fucking 2013. Or light middleweight, whatever you want to fucking call it. I mean, it's basically the same with fucking shit. But yeah, he's starting off his career at welter and going all the way up now to light heavyweight, which is
Jesus.
quite a swing, man. That's quite an interesting fight, man. I mean, I
It's
guess
crazy though, because it's like Kovalev is also not the biggest light heavyweight. Like, imagine Canelo versus Yard,
dude. Yeah,
Yarde or whoever he said.
yeah. The guy
Yarde.
Kovalev just
Yeah.
fought. Yeah.
That'd be a huge difference.
I don't know. I remember for our Slugfest magazine article, I do believe you picked that big Yard.
I did.
Dude, to beat Kovalev. I, of course,
I did.
picked Sergey to win in his hometown.
He
Which
just
clearly
jabbed
did.
him to death. That's all he did. He just went and jabbed him to death. I feel like Yard. I feel like however the fuck you say his name out, Yard. However, he just went in there, and I feel like he didn't have the composure of like it was his first title fight. He's still up and coming, man. He'll be there. Just give him a couple more cracks at the belt.
If you thought that, you should have picked Sergey from the get-go, like
No,
your boy
because
here.
it could have been it could have been the birth of a star, and I couldn't pass it up.
Well,
Can't pass up
that's why I'm
possible
currently
history.
ahead on the picks.
Who fucking cares?
Only because you're a little bit behind. Admittedly, it's like one fight. But
I know.
Hey. These
That's
little
why-
these little wins count.
And that's why I'm picking
These
Earl
little wins
Spence,
fucking
dude.
count. Yeah, that's the other fight we got. We got Sean Porter versus Earl Spence Jr. coming up next weekend, which we will
Oh
be
wait,
on.
go back though. Who you taking?
Oh, I
Kovalev?
think Kovalev is actually going to shock the world and beat.
I don't think that's gonna be that big of a shock.
I know. I'm trying to hype it up. Yeah,
I think
I think
Canelo's gonna
Sergey's
shock
win.
the world and stop him in body shots.
It could happen. I mean, I think that's the safe pick, and I don't blame you for taking
not the safe pick
the
at all.
safe pick of Canelo, the paper pick.
It's like
but
picking-
I think Sergey.
It's like picking
is
Mikey
gonna,
Garcia versus Earl Spence.
Right.
That's
Spence.
literally the
Spence-
equivalent. I think it could be very similar size wise like that too, because Canelo's not big.
So you're picking in the Porter fight. I'm picking Spence too. I think it's gonna be a great fight.
Oh no!
I think
Don't sleep
ultimately,
on
I think
Porter
Earl
though.
Spence is good.
Porter
No, I'm
is
not.
game
Porter's
as
great.
fuck.
I love him, dude. I love both these guys. I think either one could win, but making a pick, I'm picking Earl Spence Jr. He's just a savage, and
Yeah.
I think he'll pull it out. I think it'll be a close fight. I'm really fucking looking forward to it.
This is
And-
Earl Spence's chance to really put his name on the map.
Exactly.
Yeah, 'Cause-
Exactly.
that Bud Crawford fight is just getting bigger and bigger. We just gotta hope neither of them lose,
Exactly.
because there's no way they're fighting each other.
Maybe I can say that 5 more times. Exactly. Yeah.
That's what you gotta think though, because it's like there's really no one out there that's really gonna push Bud. I feel like, especially where he's right now he's being with Top Rank. That's ESPN or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they just don't have the greatest roster that's really gonna push him. And I feel like Earl Spence right now is at a point where he can fight everybody. He's got.
Yeah. I agree with that as well.
He's fighting Porter now. We're talking possibly fight Pacquiao next. Maybe Keith Thurman. There's names out there that he could add to his list that are just gonna make that Crawford fight the biggest fight in boxing in a long time.
Should be fucking dope. Coming right up. We're going to be watching it for sure.
And you know what? How long can we have these guys on the pound for pound list right next to each other and not really find out who's
Yeah,
the
these
best?
things need to happen for real. Absolutely. I just thought of something else. I haven't asked you about this. I've been meaning to before the show, but it just popped into my head. I think I heard. Did Jordan Burroughs lose?
Yeah, he lost.
What happened with that? I just heard it on. I saw Chael had a video titled Jordan that he lost, but I didn't watch it.
People are haters, man. Jordan Burroughs had the toughest bracket to get to the fucking finals of the world. Like, it's ridiculous. He has by far the toughest weight class.
Okay.
And he lost on criteria, so it's really not. I don't know.
What does that mean? Lost on criteria.
So in wrestling, you have if it's tied, whoever scored last one,
Okay.
or whoever had like okay. So if you, I don't know. See, there's so many at the world level. There's different rules, but I haven't wrestled freestyle in a long time. So I think, well, at least when I was in,
It just came down to technical.
well, no, okay. So like when I was wrestling freestyle as a kid, I don't know if this is the rule still, but like if you had 2 push-outs and the other guy took you down, the guy who took you down won because it's like a higher point move.
Okay, I see. They
Yeah.
value that more.
Yeah, but it's also who scored last, or like if you have a caution, you lose. Like there's in freestyle, there's like criteria that like is followed when it comes down to a tie.
So it's not like someone went out and beat his ass.
No, not
It
at
was
all.
incredibly close and came down to some
Yeah, it
technical
came down.
differences.
Yep.
That the other guy
And that's
had
what
an
it always
advantage
is
in.
at that level with Burroughs. That's usually what happens when he loses. He doesn't lose very often, but when he does, it's
That's
usually
this-
due to
that type of
criteria.
thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, cool, man. Thanks for
That was
updating
like
me
well,
and
also
our viewers. And
also that
listeners.
guy was like the first guy to ever beat Burroughs twice. He doesn't lose to people twice.
Really?
That's what's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Very interesting. Fucking bastard. That pissed me off. It pissed me off so bad. But then Kyle Dake won the world title, which was cool. He's gonna wrestle. Him and Burroughs are probably gonna be in the same weight for the Olympics, so the trials are gonna be
really?
fucking crazy.
When are the trials coming up?
Shit, they gotta be soon, I'd imagine,
Yeah,
because
that's what I was
it's
thinking.
2020 the Summer Olympics. Shit,
Mm.
so I'd imagine probably pretty soon here. Maybe
Well,
the start of this next year. I'd
that sounds
think,
about
right?
right. Sounds about right.
Or how much time is there between the trials and the actual Olympics?
I don't remember. I used to be on top of all that because when I was boxing, I was in Colorado Springs, and the Olympic
Yeah.
Training Center is right there. So
Yeah.
our gym worked hand in hand. You know, helping fighters get ready, coming into town. People are training at our gyms, but it's been a minute now, and I don't fucking remember.
I imagine they have a
trials
good
start.
amount of time between the Olympics and the trials.
Because I
and
imagine
so
it's similar to boxing.
it's probably
at
like
that
6
point,
months before or something like
but
that.
something like that. Yeah.
But
Well-
yeah, there's gonna be some serious matches again. Guys like the best guy. Like we're talking, we have some weight classes right now in the U.S. where we could have 2 Olympic champions. It really depends on who beats each
Really?
other. Probably 3 different weight classes that way. Because you got Jaden Cox, who could either he's probably the best wrestler in the world right now, and he just doesn't get the credit because he's not Jordan Burroughs. I don't know.
Okay.
It's hard to say because like Jordan Burroughs became the face of wrestling, and then Jaden Cox has just kind of come in. He's won an Olympic title. He's won, I think, 4 world titles now. He won the world title the other day too. So I think he's won 4 world titles. He won a couple NCAA titles. He's a fucking monster, and he's the captain of the team. Him and Burroughs are so. It's very interesting time going into the Olympics here, because like the way I've always kind of said this, the U.S. is kind of fucked up because the idea of winning in the U.S. is held at such a higher standard, whereas everywhere else, it's if you lose, you better continue winning after you lose. Like Russian wrestlers, and all the other like Iranians, like all the best countries in wrestling, when they lose, they get 3rd place, you know, or they lose in the finals and shit like that.
Yeah.
But like the U.S., like Jordan Burroughs, he got 3rd this time, but like in the Olympics, the last Olympics, when he lost, he kind of lost all. Like in his head, he wasn't going for gold anymore. So and he
So that
had
was
gotten
it, he didn't
injured,
give a
and he
fuck.
was done. And that happens to a lot of our wrestlers. Like if they lose and there's no chance at gold anymore, they kind of tend to fizzle out and just like fuck this tournament kind of idea. So, like a lot of times we lose the team race because we don't place as many guys. Because, like I said, if someone loses, they're like, fuck this. And, like, so it's tough. Like,
Sounds like it.
So, like,
For
we'll have,
sure.
like, a lot of individual success probably in this Olympics, but I'd imagine we lose the overall.
Well, I'm definitely going to be paying a lot of attention this year. I don't know. I watch on the the headlines.
Yeah.
Maybe the finals.
Dude,
but
we
this year
we
with
have
the
a
show,
fucking
and
team,
you've really got my
dude.
interest.
We got a
peaked
squad.
in that, so
Yeah.
I'm going to be fucking checking that out too.
It's going to be sick.
Fucking sounds sick. I think that about wraps the show for today, my friend.
Yep. Sounds good.
And thanks everybody for tuning in. If this is your first time listening to the show, we air on WBUZ 95 on radio.net and the Orange Radio app on Thursdays, 6 p.m. out here on the West Coast, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, soon to be Eastern Standard Time. And you can find all the information about us at WBUZ or WBUZ.com for the radio station, WBUZ 95.
Or you can head over to SWATMMA.com and check out everything you need to know, or where you find us. Follow us on all your platforms. Like, subscribe, comment on YouTube. Buy a shirt on SWATMMA.com.
And make sure you're smoking some good weed, not like this harsh-ass
Don't
joint
buy
we had
bullshit.
earlier, but like this good-ass Pink Do-Si-Doe we're about to finish up.
The Do-Si, bro.
Later, everybody.
Peace.